Yesterday, I posted a video on my TikTok explaining that you do not need to be a good basketball player to be a good basketball trainer, and there was clearly some disagreement, especially on TikTok. You can be a great basketball trainer without being a good basketball player, but you don't get the respect initially that you might need to get the buy-in. But it's like being a basketball trainer is just about being a teacher. It's about taking the knowledge that you have, giving it to this person so they can apply it. You being good at basketball has nothing to do between that process other than your ability to demonstrate and then get buy-in because they respect, oh, he's good, he must know what he's talking about. So it's like that's the tough part, because you initially get that from parents and from players, like, oh, where do you play? What level do you play at? Okay, you get some initial respect, but the actual process of getting a player better has nothing to do whether you're a good basketball trainer or not. And so I figured, you know what, I might as well make an entire video on this to fully break this down in depth. So before we even get into why that is not true and why being a good player does not equate to being a good trainer, we first need to be on the same page with what actually makes someone a good coach or a good trainer. So to me, a good coach or a good trainer can get the most out of their players and get that player to their end goal in the most time-efficient manner possible. So with that said, let's break that down even further than that. So a good trainer can take you from where you currently are to where you want to be, no matter what it is that you need to work on, no matter what your learning styles are, they can adapt to get you to that end goal as efficiently as possible. Now, to give you an example, we need to really define end goal, right? So say a player is trying to improve their in-game finishing and just be a better scorer overall in a game. The goal is to get them to be a better scorer in a game. So a good quality trainer will make sure that those skills that you're applying transfer to games. So anyone can get someone to be a better finisher in practice, but the goal is not to do that. The goal is to get them to be a better finisher in a game. So a good trainer can get you to that goal as fast as possible. So what allows a trainer or a coach to get the most out of a player, to get them to that end goal? It doesn't take them being skilled as a player to do that, right? It takes knowledge of them understanding the game. So this can be learned through watching video, through practicing as a coach and understanding everything that you need to know about the game, the rules, the skills, coaching styles, plays, all of these different things. So what actually allows a trainer to get these results for a player? Now, to me, this comes down to a few different things. Number one is they obviously need to have knowledge of the game. And I think this is where it commonly gets kind of misconstrued and why you need to be a player to be a good trainer. They think the only way that you can get this knowledge is by being a player. There's so many different ways that you can learn about the game. You can watch videos on YouTube, you can listen to podcasts, you can read books, you can watch basketball all day long, and you're going to understand the skills, the concepts, strategies, all of these different things. You can learn 98% of what you need to know as a trainer or coach by not actually playing. So with that said, the next skill that you need to have to get a player these results is how to structure workouts to get them the results. So when do we apply these skills? In what order? How do we structure them, right? A lot of it comes down to skill acquisition, which I've talked about a lot. And this is what's missing from a lot of coaches and trainers in today's field in general. But when you know how to actually take something that a player needs to do and apply it through skill acquisition principles to get to that transfer, that's how you get results, right? So the third piece is, how do we actually communicate? So this is basically the essence of being a good coach or trainer, is being a good teacher. It's taking the knowledge that you have, the knowledge of your ability to teach these skills and how to communicate so that player can actually learn and apply them, right? That's at its essence what a good coach or trainer is they're a good teacher. Now, none of these things are things that you learn by being a player except for the knowledge of the game, obviously. But to be a good trainer, you need to know how to get results. You need to understand skill acquisition, motor learning, and you need to be an effective communicator. Being a good player has nothing to do, especially with those two primary points. So at the end of the day, if a coach or a trainer has a history with getting real results, if they were a good player or not doesn't really matter, right? And the question I try to ask a lot of players is, if a coach can get you better and get you to your end goal as fast as possible, faster than any other coach or trainer, do you care if they were a good player or not? And 99% of people are going to say no, they don't care, because at the end of the day, it's about you getting the results, not what they have done as past players themselves. And yes, again, another counter argument is, well, if they were good at being a teacher, they could probably apply it to themselves and be pretty decent. So yes, I kind of see both sides. And I think to be a really effective trainer, you need to be a player of some kind. You need to understand what it feels like to be in that player's shoes so you can relate to them. And it gives you a little bit deeper of an understanding of the mental side, as well as a little bit deeper understanding of the game in general. But to be a good coach or trainer, you do not need to be a good player. Do I think you should have played? Absolutely, to some degree. But after a certain point, being a better player has no effect on you being a better coach or a better trainer. Oftentimes, the better you are as a player, to a certain degree, the worse you are as a trainer. And one of the reasons for this is because everything that you learn becomes unconscious, right? If you were to ask Michael Jordan how he does every single move, he probably wouldn't tell you, or why he does every move, or why'd you do it here. He might not even know, just because everything is so subconscious, he doesn't even think about it. So if you don't think about it, how can you possibly go and teach it? So again, I completely understand every side of this argument, but I think if you're a coach or trainer and you think you need to be a great player to be a good teacher, I think you value the wrong aspects of being a coach or trainer. You don't truly value the ability to be that teacher, to be an effective communicator, to really understand the skill acquisition side, because if you did, you would then realize my playing ability has nothing to do with my ability to teach. Now, the one key aspect that I think being a good player has on being a trainer is your ability to get buy-in and respect. So because I'm a decent player, right, when I play against a lot of these high school kids, I cook them, right? And that kind of allows them to have some sort of respect for me as a player, which then allows them to kind of respect me as a trainer because I know what I'm talking about, because I can apply it, right? So other than the initial respect and buy-in of being a good player, there's no real benefit to being a great basketball player. And I think the notion that you need to continue to improve as a player when you're a trainer is complete bullshit, right? You see trainers posting about them working out and doing all this shit, like, that really doesn't matter, right? If I'm a good quality coach or trainer, I'd rather spend more time studying communications, studying skill acquisition, studying the game, as opposed to trying to be a better player myself. That's not going to do anything for you or your clients, right? If you enjoy it, I completely get it. But to be posting and saying that because you're working in the gym, you're helping your clients, you're really not, right? Go pick up a book, go watch some film, do something that's actually productive for the people that you're going to be training. And my last kind of argument to this is, people are like, oh, well, all the great trainers are good players. Correlation does not equal causation. Because of the amount of people that played basketball and the amount of high quality trainers there is that you see in coaches, yes, most of them are going to play basketball. So the pool that you're picking from that become good trainers, 99% of them are going to be good basketball players because they grew up, they enjoyed it, and then they want to segue that into coaching or training. But with that said, there's also a lot of good, high quality coaches and trainers in the league, and people that you don't necessarily see on social media that are great trainers that were not good players, and they might not even have played past high school, right? So being a good player has nothing to do with being a good trainer, and this is pretty much why. So if you guys disagree with this, let me know in the comments, and please give me something actually constructive as opposed to, no, I disagree. Give me something that we can kind of work off, right? Yes, this is a conversation at the end of the day. These are just my opinions, educated opinions, but I want to hear what you guys think as well. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Please drop comments, give me other video topics. I would appreciate that. And with that said, we'll see you guys in another video soon. Peace.